Notwithstanding acquiring prominence with large numbers of Donald Trump's allies, Joe Rogan has quite recently uncovered that he will not be welcoming the 76-year-old previous president to show up as a visitor on his well-known but questionable The Joe Rogan Experience web recording on Spotify. Goodness. I'm not a Trump ally in any capacity whatsoever. I've had the chance to have him on my show at least a couple of times. I've said no without fail, the 54-year-old jockster and sports observer said on the Lex Fridman podcast on Monday, July 4. I would rather not help him. I'm not keen on aiding him, he added, saying he would rather not give the previous POTUS, who he portrayed as a polarizing figure, such a major stage, since he sees him as an existential danger to a vote-based system itself. Rogan's remarks curiously come only days after he supported Florida Governor Ron DeSantis possibly joining the 2024 presidential race. It is as of now an odd time, post-Trump, Rogan proceeded. The Trump period is additionally going to be one of the more peculiar times when individuals think back generally about the division in this country. Rogan is Spotify's most generously compensated podcaster, with a $200 million arrangement for the selective freedoms to his show, which actually draws in great many audience members in spite of all the discussion. Rogan has been vigorously reprimanded for various things, including the time he utilized a racial slur, taunted the primary transparently transsexual competitor in blended hand-to-hand fighting, and highlighted a super enemy of Vaxxer on the digital broadcast. Furthermore, the way that Spotify would not drop him for the entirety of the above-mentioned, and that's only the tip of the iceberg, has simply added to the contention. On the off chance that you cast your sights back to February 2022, you'll review that specialists, for example, Neil Young and Joni Mitchell took their music off the stage since it would not drop his digital recording, so it appears as though he and Trump may be essentially as disputable as one another. Could a show highlighting Trump and Rogan make extraordinary tuning in? On the off chance that we are to accept Rogan, it doesn't seem as though we will at any point find out. In the meantime, the overview found that when salmon was as yet a choice, drawing in 6% of help, Lake drove Robson by 39% to 31%. Anyway, when salmon is taken out from the survey, Robson acquires 4 extra percent, contrasted with Lake's 1%, giving the Trump-embraced up-and-comer a smaller 5% lead. All surveyors accept that salmon's underwriting of Robson after he exited the race helped her, as she got basically salmon's ladies' citizens and the vast majority of his electors more than 65 years of age allies accordingly. Seeing the examination with and without salmon gives a much more critical investigate what will occur at the surveying corners in August, said Mike Noble, OP head of exploration. In spite of the fact that Lake has kept a consistent lead, Robson is the reasonable recipient in salmon's nonconformist. This, in addition to his later support, may be exactly what Robson needs to remain cutthroat in this essential. The review was led before Ducey declared that he was supporting Robson in the race, which may likewise give Robson an extra lift in front of August's essential. She's a local Arizona and deep-rooted Republican who started out working for President Reagan, Ducey said in his July 7 support video. Karen is the genuine article, favorable to life, supportive of firearm, and supportive of wall, and she'll face Joe Biden and the extreme left. The underwriting sets up a fight between the MAGA competitor Lake and the more customary Republican and Ducey-supported Robson. Trump has habitually gone after Ducey for not supporting his ridiculous political decision misrepresentation claims. Very much like the other possibility for the Arizona GOP essential, Robson feels quite unsure about the consequences of the 2020 political decision, including saying during a broadcast banter they were by no means fair. Lake has likewise regularly pushed bogus cases about the consequences of the last